Hey there friends, it's Game Dev Guy, aka Mike Donovan, and let's record this whole video again because I just neglected to have OBS set up in the right way, and when I went to look at the output, there was not at all what I expected. Anyway, so what I'm doing in this video, as you will probably be able to tell from the title, is giving an update on my whole game, which I've not got very far on, but I'm liking where it's going so far. So let me change that, and this time we should be good to go. Alright, so let me turn that off, and that off. Okay. So what's going on here is, this is just in Photoshop. So I'm making this hell game. I've got this character here. These are just layers, so I can just drag these around. Photoshop layers, I've just put it in full screen mode. I suppose I should go back to OBS and just check. Yeah, I think I saw. Yeah, it's working. Okay. All right, so this is my character, or at least a stand-in until I get towards the end of the project, but I think this is going to be pretty similar. So I wanted a kind of a cute-ish devil or imp kind of character. Yeah, but this is taken from something I made for a previous experiment. And I've just grabbed a screenshot and just cut part of it out to use in here. This is not the full character I'll use is a lot higher resolution than this, and that's a spine. I've taken it into spine and started animating it. Anyhow, so if I zoom up here, you're going to see a lot of pixelation. But basically, yeah, to sum up some of the design elements for creating characters, if you want to make a character that's cute, soft, lovable, stuff like that, use a lot of curves, okay? Circular shapes, slowly changing curved shapes, stuff like that. If you want to make characters that are scarier, have more drama or scary elements to them, put sharper shapes in, like spikes, like on the end of tridents, or claws. Let me zoom out just a tad. Points, like in the end of his horns, tail. His feet have also got points, and so do his eyes, for that matter. So if you want to make a cute character, but for it not to be Bambi cute, but you know, cutish, but still having, like for a guy like this, having that element of danger or yeah, I guess danger or scariness. So a combination of scary and cute. Give him both. So the basic outline of the character is pretty curvy, but there's also some spiky bits on the character as well. So that will give you hopefully a feeling of both if you're trying to create your own character. Anyhow, so this is a mock-up of, I just wanted to see how some things would work. I started with a background which I made using some methods that another guy who you'll find on YouTube, Blackthorn Prod, Noah that he uses, and that came out pretty similar to some of his the way his backgrounds look. So I did that, and my palette for this game, when he's in, it's going to be an escape from hell. So basically the hunter, because piss that off. So my character here is going to be one of Satan's minions. Don't know what his name is yet. It might be Lucifer, Little Lucifer, something like that. At least that's what it was in this other experiment that I was doing before. I didn't finish that experiment. I didn't turn that experiment into a game, but I'm kind of doing it now. That was a 2.5D experiment. This is going to be closer to a 2D one, maybe with some little 3D elements in there. Where was I? So this guy is going from being one of Satan's minions, in other words, sort of a hunter, to one of the hunted. So he's going to be shunned. He's going to be a prisoner. He's going to be turned into a prisoner at first in hell, and then he's going to be trying to escape. I don't know where he's going to go. Actually, I do have an idea of where he's going to go, but I won't get into that just yet. So so what's going to happen is, at a particular point, there's going to be an angel that's going to fly down into hell and fly up to him, and there's going to be like a cutscene. Where is my... Actually, I'll just turn that off for a sec. There's going to be some kind of God music, and this trident. Nope, wrong one. This trident is going to come in from that side, and this hand is going to come in from that side together. And there's going to be a kind of a, is it Michelangelo's painting? The creation of Adam or something like that. God's finger, Adam's finger. So it's going to be kind of like that. And when they touch, the glow effect will flow onto the trident, is what I'm thinking. And also onto my character. Alright. So he's going to end up looking more... I don't need both of those. He's going to end up looking more like this. And the glow will also be a light source. A little bit like in Hollow Knight, if you've seen or played that game. I haven't got that game at all, but looks pretty awesome. Okay. These are just a couple of platforms, or probably going to be. Actually, now that I look at them, there's a little bit of crap there. Just clean that up a bit. That'll do. I've lost my low level lo-fi in the background. I'm trying to keep my music pretty low, so that if you've got your own music, it doesn't interfere too much for that. Alright, so yeah, so I was just playing around with this, kind of prototyping in Photoshop, which is something you can do before you get to doing it in Unity or whatever your engine is, Unreal or whatever, Godot, I guess. Yeah, so these elements back here are going to be quite close to the camera, so they're quite foreground, so they'll move pretty quickly. dead people on pikes over here, just to give a kind of a hellish element. So there'll be some dead trees. This is a kind of dead tree with, I don't know if you can see the shape of kind of people there. They might sway a little bit, and there'll be some other basic dead tree shapes. So there's a extreme foreground layer. There'll be some lava down here, I think. There's the platform layer, which is going to be, you know, where the player exists. Where is he? Okay. And and then these, these castles in the background are going to be, they'll be in front of this background over here. So the actual background over here will move, excuse me, very slowly because it's so far away. The castles will also move relatively slowly compared to the platforms, because they're still a fair way behind. And then the platforms moving with a player, as the player moves onto the platforms, and the camera follows the player. That'll move at a certain rate, and of course these will be moving even more quickly as the player moves. Yeah. Alright, so that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I might do a bit of work on this now, and turn this from not just an update, but into a bit of a devlog, a process video. So, all right. So yeah, I'm still getting used to doing it, making these videos, and I'm not as probably smooth at it as somebody like Thomas Brush or Blackthorn Prod, or is it David Whaley that made the first tree? Not at all, but anyhow, I'll see if I can keep talking while I'm working. All right, so let me think here. I've started to make a palette of background elements that I can use. So these are bits that I can combine to make different variations upon the castles. So I started off with this one kind of outcrop of rock with this castle built on it before, and then I cut that up into pieces, reflected some of them, painted a little bit, and made the palette. The palette also includes the non-blurry bodies on pikes. I realise that's a bit gross. I hope. Yeah, well, this video is not going to be monetized anyway until I get enough subscribers, so that's not really an issue. But yeah, hopefully that's cool. And yeah, so I took some of these parts and used those to make a new, bigger tower. So you can see there's some similar elements, but it's not the same. Actually, now that I look at it, yeah, the heights here are not supposed to be. It's not supposed to look just like a zoomed up version of that. I might even flip this big one. Doesn't really make too much difference, I guess. I've also put these gradient fills with I have made these layer masks. So I made layer masks which would just put a gradient onto the shapes in the layer, which is just the shapes of the castles. So if I turn those off, you can see that it's you know, it's completely dark. It looks like it's up pretty close to the camera, because I didn't want to just turn the opacity down. If I do that, it does kind of blend into the background more. It makes it look like maybe it's behind layers of fog or cloudy air. It makes it look more distant, but I didn't want to do that, because then you can see the actual background moving through it, which I don't want, because I think it breaks the immersion to some degree. I've seen that happening in some other people's games or videos, and no, I don't like that. So I left that at full opacity, and I get the same kind of effect by putting these gradient fills as layer masks. And then I can even I can turn the opacity on these up. I've locked them at the moment, but oh no, they're 100%. This one's not 100%. I could turn that up, and it's going to make that start to fade even more. But if I go too far, it'll actually get lighter than the background, which is not the effect that I really want. So I'll just take it so that it stands out from the background. It's distinct, but it still looks like there's some distance. Something like that, maybe. All right, what did I have before? 33%. I think a little bit more is better. No, maybe. Let's go back to 33-ish, 36 will do. And I'll just lock those again. All right. So what I want to do here is, and I might just turn those foreground layers off at the moment. They were just tests. All right. So I need to start labeling some things better as well, because some of these don't have any labels, and it's hard to remember what the hell they are. All right, I think that's it. Yep, that's the foreground tree. Easy way to find what's what if things are not labeled is, since I don't know which version of Photoshop. In old versions of Photoshop, you could click in different places. If you weren't on the right layer, you were kind of screwed. But at a certain point, Photoshop got this cool feature where if I just go to where an object is, if I click on it, even if that layer is not selected, you see over here we've still got this foreground tree layer selected. If I come over here, even though there's actually nothing, let's just do this for a second. On the foreground tree layer, there's only that tree, right? There's nothing else. One sec. All right, but if I click here, even though I'm actually clicking on nothing in that layer, Photoshop will figure out, okay, he's actually trying to click whatever this object is, which is, so that tells me that layer 14 is actually the layer that contains these foreground people on spikes. So if I just hold down Alt and left click that, it'll turn off all the other layers. As you can see, it's just this one. So it's just a quick way to, if I hold down Alt again, I can turn all the other layers back on as I left click. It's just a quick way to, if we are on a different, oh, I'm going to sneeze. If we don't have some layers labeled, or even if we do, but we've got a crap ton of layers, it's just a quick way to find the layer. So I just come over and click directly on that, and that tells me that's the foreground. Let's just call it Pikes layer. All right, and I'm just going to turn these foreground layers off for now. so they're not kind of in the way. I might turn the character off as well. And I had a character copy, don't need that one. Turn the character off, trident off, and this is the character light. Turn that one off as well for now. Alright, so I've only got platforms, background elements. I think this can actually shorten again. Turn the character back on for a sec, just for a size comparison. Might bring that down. I think this is where he's going to start, roughly over here. I think there'll be a cutscene right at the beginning where Satan is sitting on a throne and my guy here is brought to him in chains, probably. Satan points down. Actually, I did create some audio for that the other day. Where have I got that? I think if I open Gold Wave here, it does say unlicensed version, but I did buy a license for this. I should really find that key. I don't know what happened to that. Alright, let's go. Yeah, this one. So that's my processing of myself speaking, saying some stuff, which is going to be a bit of Satan pointing his finger down at my character, saying you've disgraced yourself and blah blah blah, and sending him off to be locked up. Which he is over here. There's going to be. Let me grab my tablet, my pen. All right. Alright, so there's going to be some kind of gate over here. Let's just grab a different brush. Soft round pressure opacity. Soft round pressure opacity and flow. Maybe that one. That'll do. Alright, so layer new is Control Shift N. Let's call this gate. Oops. Bit quick on the trigger finger. And how am I going to do this? So, okay, I think actually there'll be some kind of gate structure here, and then there'll be, I think I'll do bars going across here. Oops. I thought I had, where's my brush options? Shape dynamics, control, pen pressure, minimum diameter 0, that should be better. That's better. Alright, so I want some bars over here. Oops. Actually, let's do... What's the rotate again? I think it's not Alt R. Photoshop, rotate, canvas. Let's do dynamic. Rotate, canvas, shortcut. Oops, Shortcut. While painting, press letter R. You just gotta and hold down the left mouse button. So it's just R. It's not Control or anything like that. All right. Just want to rotate that around a bit to the angle of my hand. All right. Just draw a few bars down here. Much easier to draw when it's at the right angle. Probably some kind of spikes. Maybe extend these up a bit. This is not the final thing. I'm just blocking this out just to see what it's going to look like roughly. That'll do. There's going to be a gate over here. I think if you press escape, yep, it goes back to normal angle, original angle. Probably do a perspective view on this to a degree, so let's have, actually, just copy that. Alright, just get that a little bit thicker. Again, this is just roughing this out, so it doesn't really matter if it's too awesome or not. Just a bar across the top. It's going to be a couple of bars up the middle. And let's do some crossbars like that. And just come back the other way. Alright. So it's going to be locked in there. I guess these, let's just copy all this. Oops. Alright. Okay, merge those. Chuck that one there so we don't lose the label gate. Merge those, copy, paste, and just slide that across. So we don't have to repaint all those bars, that'll do. Again, this is a rough, just an experiment here. Let's see how that looks. So if it was something like that, I don't know what's going to go on here. Probably some spikes of some kind. Biggish one in the middle. Something like that. Yeah, that's going to kind of work. I probably have another copy of all of this in the background. A bit like that. Stretch that over a little bit. And then just, I can bring the opacity down on that one. Not too much. Oops. Alright, let's just lock those for a sec. Lock. And just grab our guy. Alright, so he'll be pacing back and forth in here. He's going to have his trident. Is he? Where's his trident going to be? Alright, I think what's going to happen is, let's duplicate that. There's going to be, what the... Alright, let's duplicate that. What's going on? Alright, there's absolutely nothing on that layer. What just happened? Character. Alright, still that way. Whatever. Okay, so I'm going to have my character in here. There'll be a guard out here. I'll differentiate him, his looks somehow. Might make it a bit bigger too. Make that one a bit bigger. I don't know. Maybe his horns will be different. Just drag those around in liquify for a sec. It's a good way to get some variation in something. I just drag these over a bit. Maybe a little bit less curvature too on his head. And his body. Longer tail. Alright, this is only a quick thing. So that'll do for now. Should make them look a bit different. Let's make him just a little bit bigger again. Alright, so this is going to be a guard. He'll have a trident. Where'd that trident go? Alright, let's duplicate that one. Oops. Trident layer. Okay. This one over here we don't need. Oops. Let's flip that around, make it a little bit bigger. Alright, I think what's going to happen is when the angel comes in and smites this guy, I think he's going to kind of whack this guy. The guy will go flying a bit, flying over here, fall down, and the trident will go flying into here as well, at which point my character grabs it. That becomes his trident. Oops, what did I just do? Don't need the rulers. That becomes his. Yeah, and so when the angel comes over here, touches the gates, they open. Character comes out a bit. And then we have the whole trident scene where his trident's going to get its glow. And he'll get his glow, etc. Whoops. This guy's going to be out of action at this point. What's happened to my brush cursor? Is this the old Photoshop brush cursor bug? I think it is. I can't remember how to fix it. Photoshop brush cursor bug. Don't really like watching these little YouTube videos to fix these things, although this one's short enough. 25 seconds.
I can't see my brush. All I see is a stupid crosshair. It's also happening with other tools like the pen tool. What is happening?
Dude, it seems that you have accidentally activated the precise cursor by pressing the caps lock button on your keyboard. To switch back to the normal cursor, simply...
He's right, you know. The caps lock button is pressed. There we go. God damn it. Alright, I learned something again. Until I forget it next time again. Alright, caps lock button takes you back to precise cursor. Okay. I was zooming in and out on the brush, changing the brush size, and I wasn't thinking, I was thinking, why is it not changing? That's right, I was just gonna just draw on his eyes to make him look like the lids have closed, because he's kind of deadish. Alright. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. So the game will start off looking something like this, I think. Where was I going to have that one up there? Yeah, so he comes out, he's going to jump. At this stage, there's an alarm going off, and I think some other enemies are going to run in from there. So as he's running, there's going to be tridents flying through the air, and then he'll be jumping up here. I want to make that lava layer just down here. I might even I'll just paint something in for now. See what that looks like. Alright. New layer. Where'd my layer go? Why didn't it go right down there? Okay. Alright, so it's going to be lava. Bright yellow. I think a round brush will be okay. Alright, let's just paint some solid yellow down here. I want the lava pool to be pretty thin, flat-ish kind of layer right across. I'll do this with the lava shader or lava asset that I've got that I got from, I think, the asset store at some point. But for now, I'll just do this just to see how it's kind of roughly look. Alright, so the purpose of this lava down here is as a, what's the word for it? I don't know, a consequence of missing your jump. You're going to fall down into the lava. So don't miss your jumps, guys. Alright, so yellow down there. Let's have a few darker bits. Just go across to a more orangey colour. Have I got pressure sensitivity on the shape? Which is the one? Color dynamics, I think. Pen pressure, that is foreground, background, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't want that. How do you make the alpha of the brush controlled by pen pressure? Not sure about that actually. This is when I wish I had a stream going, so I get live suggestions. Doesn't matter, Google knows everything. Alright, Photoshop. Photoshop, pen pressure, brush opacity. Transfer. Okay, opacity jitter. Alright, let's see what that does. Transfer. Control pen pressure. Apparently it doesn't like it. Let's try it. Well, it doesn't matter if it likes it. Apparently it works. Okay, let's turn the minimum down to 0. Minimize that. Now I should be able to... Yeah, my pressure is affecting the opacity. That's cool. That's what I wanted. Might actually turn that lava layer. Might make it a little bit deeper like that. All right. I guess I want orangey stuff, mostly kind of at the bottom. I'm not actually sure if this is exactly how lava goes. I need to be more observant next time I look at. Actually, let's just have a quick look at lava shader. Oh, here's a YouTube version. That's even cooler. Oh yeah, that's in Unity too. I think this is an expensive one from memory. It's a pretty cool looking one. But I don't think I'll be using this one for this little game. Alright, let's just freeze that there. I just wanted to have a look. Okay. Actually, let's just screenshot that. Take that back in. Then I can pick some colors. Let's pick that one there. Alright, so it's more reddish than orange. That's cool. And don't need that layer anymore. Actually, I might leave it there for now. Alright, so lava layer, brush, and I thought my pressure was controlling shape dynamics too. It's supposed to be. Okay, I don't think I want that. No, I don't want that controlling the shape. Alright, just the opacity for now. That's better. I'll chuck some smoothing over this afterwards. It's quite complex how it changes. It's a little bit hard to memorize how to paint it. Alright, so there's kind of little islands of the brighter bits. Rather than the whole thing being that bright. Let's just select that layer. Select, modify, expand. 3 pixels. That'll do. And let's just change that to a more medium color. Just paint the whole thing. Alright, this will be better. We start off with a medium color. Turn that back into a yellow. Yellowish. And alright, so we can, I might start with the darker one first. Actually, we'll just select that layer too. And again, this is not final. This is just to make something that looks lavery. I could have done this a lot more quickly if I'd just actually screenshotted some lava from real lava, from another game, from whatever, and just chucked it in really, but it doesn't matter. I'm having fun. And that is certainly part of it. No matter what you're doing, you've got to be having fun with it, because that's initially why we do this stuff, because it's fun. And if it turns into more than that later, then that's great, as long as you never lose the fun. If you ever lose the fun, I think you've taken a wrong turn there somewhere. Alright, now if we swap over, we're getting the real bright bits just for highlights. It's kind of something like that. I think that's looking a little bit more lavery already. Let's go, rather than a round brush, we'll go one of these other brushes I downloaded the other day. Not that one, that's for sure. Maybe something more like that. That'll do. Alright, so nah, that's not what I want to do. Let's go back to the round brush for now. Pressure opacity, that's what I want. If I want variations, I'll just get it by Still not quite what I want, but that'll do for now. Alright, that'll do it. I am getting... That's enough time. Pissing around with library kind of stuff. That does not look the best, but whatever. I'm just going to check a few little striations through it. Just very loose, random. Bit of yellow. Get more orangey again. I'll just pick colours from the background. That'll do. A little bit lighter. Alright, it's just supposed to be a just more of a, I don't know, a feel rather than being photorealistic at this point. So that'll do. Alright, so there's a kind of a layer of lava at the bottom, which the player should understand by is not good for his character. Alright, let's have a look here. Alright, so how do I want to do this? I think I just want some static, mostly static platforms here. A couple of challenging jumps. He's going to be jumping up platforms, dodging tridents. He's going to be going up. Yeah, I think this first level is going to be quite basic. It's going to be basically just jumping platforms, dodging tridents. There's going to be tridents coming from the left as he's going over this way, and then as he gets out of range of those and he starts getting further up here, there's going to be a rock platform coming up here that he's going to jump onto, and as he gets closer to this side there'll be some tridents coming down from a guy up here, which he's got to dodge and get up there and take him out as well. Or maybe he'll just throw his own trident up through the air here, hopefully take the guy out, and then he can just get up there and walk through into the next level. Okay, that sounds fine. However, I do want this background to extend further up. So I think I'm going to do this by... This is already a pretty big file. How big is it? It's 3,800 wide, 1,080 tall. Let's make it doubly tall. So what's that? 2160. Edit. Whoops, I mean image, canvas size. 2160. I think we do it that way. Yep. Select the background. And I'm actually just gonna stretch that. I think it's still gonna look okay stretched. It's not ideal. Alright. What will I do here? Alright, let's stretch it part of the way. I think that still looks okay. This is obviously an error. I think I'm just going to use the clone tool to correct that. Why is the clone tool not working properly? Clone tool, opacity 50%. Oh, I see. This is actually not on that layer. Layer 15 is nothing really, I think. Just get rid of that. Okay. And then I'll just grab a few colors here. Grab one of the brightest bits of this. And say that. And then just start. I'll just make this one a bit brighter. Grab a brush like, I think I was using, was it 31 or 2? I think 32 the other day. Alright, let's just give this a go. I might just put it on another layer so I can undo it. Opacity is 100%. I'll just fill that with that color to start with. Alright, shape dynamics. I want to control the angle by the pressure. I can't remember quite where to do that. Angle jitter. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna do that. Let's see. Yep, I think that's working. Yep, all right. It's not quite the settings I had the other day, so it might not look quite the same, but I think it'll work out. Doesn't look much like it at all, actually. I think we'll get there. All right, what just happened? Something weird just happened. Seriously, what's going on? I think I'm going to reload Photoshop. Don't need that or that anymore. Might save this as Adam God moment. Prototype. That'll do it. Alright. Nope. Photoshop just became a bit weird there. I don't know what's going on with it. That's cool. Getting a little bit late. Okay. And on we go. I'll deal with this line a little bit later. I just want to get. I'm drawing on the. I'm not drawing on the original background. I'm drawing on the other layer behind it at the moment. All right, I'll just put a bit of this red up here too, here and there. Not too much, because it's supposed to be getting lighter as it goes up. Back to something like that. Alright, what I might start doing is start picking some colours from here. I could use the clone tool, but yeah, I might do that actually in a minute. I just want to get some of the colours from here. I'll just use those, take the size down a bit, just start matching up a bit. So the background colours are closer. Oops. Yeah, I think screw it. I'll use the clone tool. S for stamp. Time to merge. Time to merge the two layers. Let's get the brush back to something more. Something a bit rougher. Alright, let's get back to 32, I think. Still got my settings. Nope. Shape dynamics, angle, pen pressure. I think that was it mostly. A little bit too much red up here now that I look at it. It's always good to zoom out to do things like this. Like you can see some clear stamping artifacts here. It looks clearly stamped and we never want that. So because of that being, alright, let's take the brush size down a bit. I'm going to get rid of some of this, some of the redness from around here a little. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright. So let's not forget as well that we're going to be zoomed in more like to about here. So we're not going to see the whole lot at once. Yeah, that's kind of okay. I really wish I'd written down the brush settings that I had from the other day to paint the original background so that I can... Oops, let's get the microphone back here. Alright. Alright. That should do it. Now let's create some platforms. Do I need more variation? I might have a little bit more variation in the platforms. And do I want any moving ones? I think I will. Yeah, I think I'll have some moving ones even in the first level. So let's get a different brush. That'll do, I think. Let's just check I've got... Nope. It doesn't really really matter for now. Alright, let's grab black and white again. Alright, let's paint a moving platform here. Oh, I'm still on the clone tool. What brush am I here? 32. How's that look? Nah, that's not what I want. Alright. Let's turn the angle control, pressure control off. Still hasn't, why not? Angle jitter down to 0. Alright, that's kind of what I want. Except that brush shape. I think we'll turn that right around. Yeah, because I want the flat bit at the top. Okay. Alright, let's create. I want it to be a little bit longer. And kind of roughly flat on top. Oops. Ah, shit. You gotta be careful. I'm painting directly on the background layer. That is not what I want. Alright, let's go up to the other platforms, create a new one, call it P3, platform 3, and start again. Alright, so I just want something a little bit longer than the others, about that size will do. I want it to be more or less flat on top. A bit more rocky and varied underneath. Yeah, I might even flatten that just a tad more. That'll do. How's that? Yep, let's scale it a little bit. Oops. Alright, so comparatively, now this platform is gonna just be a little one that floats backwards and forwards like that. Just a timing thing, so he has to, so that his initial jump won't make the gap when it's over here, but it will when it's over here. Am I going to start the player off with a double jump, or is that something he's going to get later? I think that's something he's going to get later. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. I mean, the player's going to work it out pretty quickly when they try to jump. I don't know. Let's see what other people think. Should I start my player with a double jump or not? When to use single jump versus double jump. Simple double jump in Unity, that's not what I really want. jump or double jump for aerial. Game dev, should I give my player double jump at the start or later? Jump buffer or air double jump? Nah, that's not answering this question. I don't know. I think I'm just going to say at the beginning, for now, they won't start with a double jump. If I play test it and I feel like that is not a good idea, then I'll give them a double from the start. Anyhow, I think this is going to work as a moving platform. I might put it sort of up slightly and it'll come sort of like that. Alright, so if it's right, most point is about here, then I might just copy, say, this one. What's the shortcut for duplicate layer? I don't think there is one. Nah, that's annoying. Let's call this platform 4, P4. So around about there is appropriate. A little bit higher. So we're sort of gradually going up over here. All right. All right, let's have a vertical moving platform now. Again, I'll make it a little bit wider, so let's duplicate this one. So that becomes platform 5. Why have I got 2 of those? What's going on? One, 2, 3. That's weird. So that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 4 here. Let's duplicate 3 and call that P5. Vert. So this one's going to move vertically. Platform 3 is going to move horizontally. Alright, I don't want these to look exactly the same, so let's... Oops, wrong one. Platform 5. Flip that horizontally. Let's erase a few bits off of it. That'll do. For now. Alright, so actually we'll just stretch that out just a tad more. That'll do. Okay, so this one is gonna be going up and down like that. That'll be the lowest point. Something like that will be the highest point. This one's going back and forth. And let's copy this one. So it's going to be platform 6. I'll just make that a static one. Hey! Wait a sec, I thought I got a duplicate of this one. Did I not? Apparently I didn't. Alright, I think it's this one here, platform 1. Duplicate that. There we go. Alright, 6 can bugger off because that's not actually 6. Okay, so 6, there we go. Can be over here. Big castle better be. These platforms all need to be nearly on top of everything. Let's just drag all of those up. Everything except lava and foreground layers, I think. Alright. Okay, so this one's going to be static. This one's going up and down. Oops. Platform 5 is going up and down vertically. Alright. I think we're going to have one more vertical platform that goes up quite a ways. And then the little outcrop. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so there's going to be another vertical one. I think I'll just duplicate this guy. Call that platform 7 vertical. Excuse me. Just flip it, make it a bit different. Alright, this one's going to come down to about here. And it's going to go way up to about here. Alright, let's create a new layer and let's paint on right, let's call this right hand cliff, right hand side. Alright, let's just paint this in. So from about there, let's turn the spacing on that brush way down. 2% or something. That'll do it. Okay. Just to make that, yeah, transfer a bit more smoothly. Alright. Ooh, I don't like that. Those lines. Alright, can't use this one. Ah, I see. That one should be alright. How about the spacing? That'll do. Okay, so I want it to be coming out to about there. I'm on the cliff. Ah, shit. Needed to be on the brush before I... God damn it. That was noob. So noob. Was it brush 14? That one will do anyway. Spacing down to about 2 or 3%. And size down and paint. Alright, that's better. Can be perfectly black. I think that's... Oh. Nah. Not perfectly. No, I want some glow from the lava and stuff coming up, so we'll paint some rockiness into it. The top can be pretty much black, but the bottom... how do I want to do this? Alright, let's put a... Let's do an adjustment layer. Adjustment layer, gradient. And let's add the gradient. Foreground to background, but alright, let's select some of these colors first. That'll do. Gradient, foreground to background. Actually, let's reverse that. that, and let's make that a clipping mask. Turn the opacity down quite a lot. That's sort of like more what I envisaged rather. Why am I getting that edge there? That's weird. Doesn't matter too much. Also, now that I've seen it, let's turn that off for a sec. Alright. Let's turn that opacity down even more on the gradient. Zoom out. That'll do. Okay. Paint some rockiness onto this. Let's paint it. There's an idea. Alright, let's go about 50% grey. Turn the opacity down. Also about 50%. And nah. Way too much. Color dynamics. Transfer. Okay. Flow, pen pressure. Let's try that. That's better. Okay. That's kind of what I want to be able to do. try and make this just look a bit more rocky rather than just a solid black. So I'm just painting into the gradient over here. Just trying to figure out how to show you just the gradient. I'm not sure how to do that. Doesn't matter. You see this black and white image over here, that's the mask for the gradient. So in that little white bit there, which is the cliff face, that's the only bit that's going to show the gradient. If I just turn everything else off for a second. Yeah, so there's a gradient from a light orangey color up to pretty much black, because the light from down near the lava is supposed to be reflecting onto the rock face, whereas further up the light doesn't travel. Not as much light travels that far. Yeah, anyway, so I'm just painting with this grey colour onto the black and white. Anything that's black will show 0% of the gradient, so all of this over here is completely black. So that's why there's none of this gradient bleeding over onto this space. Anything that's completely white will show all of the gradient. And anything in between will show some of it, which is what I'm painting using 50% grey. And if I build up layers of that by going over it, it shows even more. Actually less, because that's white. Anything that's grey is gonna show more of the gradient, which is going to darken it basically. That's why it's sort of like darkening everything over this side when I paint on it. Alright. I'm just gonna jitter up some of this a bit. I think there's some of these brushes that are actually much more, yeah, like that, like this one. Like that one, say. Should probably do a better job. Just make sure the spacing is down pretty low, just in case I want to do something else with it. Now that should let's actually make that black, closer to black. Let's turn that completely black to so that in some spots none of the gradient comes through and we're just showing pretty much black. It looks a bit crap actually. If you just stay in the same place, you're kind of going to move it around a bit. Alright, that'll do for now. Yeah, it's a little bit closer to what I wanted. Let's just zoom up to how it's roughly going to be, full screen it. I think we're going to be zoomed in a bit more than that, probably around about this level of zoom, I think. About this much, yeah. Alright, so this platform's going to come down here. Our little buddy's going to jump onto it. And then they're going to come up here. Up to around about there. And he's He's gonna quickly jump under there, kill this enemy that's going to be standing here, and walk through the big arch into the next level. So let's have another rock face here. Do I want a rock face? I think I want more of a brick wall. Yeah, alright. Let us create. There's the cliff. Let's create another layer. Oops. Don't want that to be a clipping layer. Brick wall. Let's call it a stone wall at least. Maybe not brick as such. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. It's going to be nearly black. Let's start it off as black. I can slope down from the top. Let's get a polygonal lasso. So we can make straight lines. Alright, that's gonna come down on a slight angle. I'll just put this behind the cliff layer. Just gonna make that ever so a little bit darker than the cliff, but not quite black. Nah, it's not working too well. Alright, let's just lighten it up a bit. Yeah, it's roughly the same as the cliff, but I think you can tell it's not part of the cliff because it's perfectly straight. I mean, not perfectly straight, it's on an angle, but it's not, yeah, it's not a natural rock formation. Don't really want to show any stone marks on it right now. I just want to put some kind of entryway in here. Yeah, we're gonna make alright, I'm just gonna paint this in for now. Put a layer on top, call that exit door. Get a color, a lighter version of this. Something like that, I think, for now. Let's move him right over for scale. And let's get a painting. I'll do. This is just going to be like a rough stone outline. I'm actually going to move that below level of the cliff as well, just so the bottom is cool. Alright. Just make that a little bit more solid. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to work out. Okay. Something like that. Yeah, I'll just cut into this as well. Alright, just trying to work out perspective and stuff. I'm going to make a gradient from here over to there. The inside's going to be behind the outside. Alright, let's just create a rough. Just a bit of a clip for the gradient. Alright, That should just about do it. I'll just do that for now, because I want to erase this thing here. Alright, we can go back. We can go back to the inside, and yeah, I don't want the gradient quite that bright. Get the light sort of coming more from below because it's really lava light mostly. It's not too bad. Yeah, I better go that. Exit door, actually want... That's weird. I'm getting a bit tired here. Meant to do some of my data science assignment, but I haven't done that yet. Alright, I better wrap this up pretty soon. What am I trying to do? I just want to add an adjustment layer to this exit door. Can be brightness contrast. To make it, oh, that's adding it to everything. Yeah, maybe I'll clip it after all. It's not clipping it because I haven't done that. Color boom, multiply. Just do a multiply. And then I can just adjust the opacity to adjust the effect. Just don't want that to be too bright, it looks artificial. Even less than that. Alright, and instead of, instead of white, let's get that. Let's go about 50% grey. Let's just fill that. Oh, it's because I got a bloody you call it? Gradient still. Okay. Is that going to work? Linear burn. Linear burn. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that for now. That'll be okay for the outside. For now, I can spend more time on it later if I want. Let's go to the inside. And I think I'm going to make the stone lines not quite horizontal, make them slope down a little bit. Exit door inside. Alright, let's see if this that does. Yeah, that's roughly what I'm thinking. Too much. Guess I could make them just pretty much horizontal. don't want these sort of stones or bricks to be perfectly uniform. A little bit random. Which they kind of are a bit. I think that'll do. And then I want a portcullis kind of deal that can come down. And this is where the opacity that I've got for these layers is gonna be important. Alright, exit door itself is not opaque by a long shot. Interesting. Okay, that's got the brightness contrast. Definitely getting late. Alright, I think I'm going to solve some of these problems later. What I want to do is to create a kind of portcullis that that is closed until he approaches, and maybe he'll hit it with his trident and it'll go up and he can go through. Alright, so that's going to be basically the first level. I think it's going to work when I've got it into Unity, got better lava, I've got my blurry foreground elements. I think I'm going to instantiate some of these in code and maybe even scroll them in code, so I don't have to worry about camera stuff related to them. That'll be easy enough. Yeah. Yeah, get some particle effects, some sounds, some enemies, some AI. Nothing at all to do really. Some animations for my character. There's a fuck ton of work to do. Even a metric fuck ton. Yeah, anyhow. If you're still here, thanks for hanging around, guys. And let me switch back to OBS for a sec. Yeah, so this is a tired game dev guy signing off, and catch you next time. Hit subscribe.